Yo, master done gonna fall asleep. We can feel holler now. Go! Get!
Early blues music was derived from African American field hollers, work songs, and shouts. Field hollers, also called cornfield hollers or cottonfield hollers, were short, florid, improvised, and the melody is sung by an individual working in the fields. Work songs were often improvised lyrics on relevant and current topics. They were also often call and response with a song leader and a group response. One of the most impressive things about work songs is that they were timed to the work at hand. Ring shouts were a type of folk spiritual. They contained clapping, singing, and religious dance. The members moved in a clock-like circle, and it was polyrhythmic.
Oh, they go to these Creoles.
Creoles, man. Creoles around. Oh, see why they have the hell? This is why I never come uptown.
Man, see, you know why? Because they know our music is better than that. We got Sydney.
Hell no!
You know we got Louis Armstrong.
You know who you talking to? Louis Armstrong, the baddest never given around.
Nah.
Yo, Louis Armstrong couldn't hold Sidney Bechet's left for nothing.
New Orleans, typically referred to as the birthplace of jazz, was where Black Creole culture and Black American culture combined to create a unique style that the city is famous for to this day. Creoles, who were of European descent, were often trained in Western styles of music and incorporated such styles into their playing. New Orleans was the only city in the United States in which blacks were permitted to play the drums, therefore non-Creole blacks would frequent Congo Square, a large field behind the French Quarter where music was played. Two of the most renowned musicians of New Orleans jazz were Sidney Bechet, a Creole of color who primarily played the clarinet, and Louis Armstrong, a non-Creole black man and New Orleans native who most famously played the trumpet. Their talent and style have had an impact on jazz to this day.
I can't wait for this new swing club opened up down the street.
Man, Coleman Hawkins playing tonight.
Hey, what's up? What y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What y'all doing right now?
We're looking for the swing concert. You guys know that.
The swing club's that way, man. Coleman Hawkins is gonna be there. Y'all should come. Let's go, man. Let's y'all go. All right, that's it.
Swing is a form of jazz which was developed in the 1930s and was popular all the way up until the late 1940s. The origins of swing can be traced all the way back to New Orleans, but many jazz historians say that Harlem was the true birthplace of swing. Swing consisted of a rhythm section of percussion and bass, but was also led by instruments such as the trumpet, trombone, saxophone, and clarinet, but also occasionally string instruments such as the violin and guitar. Improv by soloists were key components of swing. Popular swing musicians during this time period were Benny Goodman, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, Fletcher Henderson, Louis Armstrong, and Nat King Cole.
Oh, hey, fellas, how's it going?
Oh, that's it, man. What's up, man?
How you doing, Boogie? Nice to see you.
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? Go ahead, man. Come on, relax. You can chill out before my show, all right?
Oh, you got a show tonight? That's what you're doing?
Yeah, man, got a show, gotta do that guy blackface shit in
Man,
vaudeville.
I wish we could come, yo. They don't let us in no more.
No, I'm sorry, man. You know, gotta pay the dividends. Gotta eat. You know? Shit.
Always living by the white man's rule.
I know, man. Yeah, I was just about to head out, and just right now, so if
Oh, we have to go? You gotta get your face ready?
I gotta get my face ready. So,
All right. All right, that's it. Good luck with your show tonight, man.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one, brother.
Hopefully they let you get the nice room next time.
Yes, sir. I hope so, too, man. Vaudeville was important to the history of jazz because it was also known as popular blues music during the early 1880s until the early 1930s. Jazz composers used vaudeville acts to introduce and promote their songs. Developed from minstrel shows and blackface, vaudeville is a theatrical show that featured several different acts, such as tap dancers, women singers, musicians, trained animals, and much, much more. Most performers were all black and performed for white-only audiences. Here we have it, Skylar Lee, the best pianist out of New York. He's going to play a little something for us. Go ahead, Skylar. Let's see what you got. Great. Thank you, Skylar. I think you get the job. We have other auditions. Come on, next person, get up here. Ah, that's all right. That's good enough. Stop that. Stop. Cut it off. I heard enough. Thank you. Women these days.
Throughout the history of jazz, women have played an interesting role in the culture that jazz portrays. Men have been seen as the dominant figures in the jazz community, whereas women have played more of a support role. They have endured multiple struggles in staking their name in the genre. Female musicians had a hard time finding work because most of their male counterparts felt it was inauthentic to have a woman in their band. They could oftentimes be cast away from auditions and jam sessions for the sole reason that they were not a man. Sometimes they would be much better than their male competition, but this had no effect on the minds of the dominant. There are many great female jazz musicians, but the ones that stand out the most are the ones that dared to break away from the constraints the jazz world placed on them. Some of these women include the likes of Bessie Smith, Ella Fitzgerald, and Lena Horne, just to name a few. Lena Horne, shown in the clip, was a rare musician in her time. She was an amazing artist, activist, and actress. Because of her talent and her beauty, she was able to crack the race barrier in Hollywood during the 1940s. She, among other women, broke the masculine mold of jazz in order to reach their fame, and have paved the way for female musicians today.
We can leave the plantation for a day.
He's smiling.
I'm happy seeing that.
Go. Action!
I can't